What's going on, Nerd Nation? This is Sleevecard signing in and welcoming you guys back to our fourth week of the PBL right here on the channel. So last week, guys, I ended up having to take kind of a bye week, so that is why our record still stands at 1-1. I did have to take a bit of a bye week due to the hurricane, which you guys may or may not know. But I'm glad to be back and right back into the thick of things. So this week, guys, we are taking on Jebs or Jay, and hopefully we can turn our 1-1 into a 2-1 and get a win streak rolling early in the season. So let's go ahead and drop right into it. The team today is actually the exact same team I used in our win 2 weeks ago. So I didn't change it up. I really didn't have time to change it up. Just because between the aforementioned hurricane and I'm taking a lot of classes and they all kind of like hit their finals and stuff around the same time. So between papers and everything else, I did not have a big chance to swap it out and move the team around. But to drop into here, so to kick things off, we do end up swapping out our Klefki in for Lando here. And the reason for that is I was a little concerned that he might have like a fire move, something along those lines, that would take out Klefki, but also because this will allow me to bring in Lando. Lando can drop an earthquake, that kind of thing. So I was able to predict the switch here, which let me get a Swords Dance off. And then we got the Rock Slide in. So we got the Swords Dance off by predicting one that he would swap, kind of worried about an earthquake. But that worked out because now we're sitting at the +2 attack. We got the Rock Slide off, and I gotta tell you, this is probably the proudest moment of the match right there. Was that one prediction? So then we're gonna get Hidden Power. Now this one here, I don't know what it was, but I'm going to step out on a limb here and say it was probably Hidden Power Grass. And the reason I say that is, one, it was super effective, and two, I've used Heliolists before in the past, and typically that's what I'll run on it, is a Hidden Power Grass. So I'm just gonna guess that that's what it was. He goes ahead and swaps out here, which is kind of smart on his part, because all I really did is I shot off the Stab Lava Plume, because I kind of predicted he would switch, but I didn't know what he was going to switch into. So this way I just figured I could get off a nice, decent stab damage. Which it does. It does actually really decent. Little under half, probably about 40%. And we get the burn off, which for a Nidoqueen is not good, considering obviously Nidoqueen is much more of a physical attacker. But this is where, so I went ahead and swapped into Cresselia. Kind of looking for that type advantage and to force the swap as well. So we get the swap out. He ends up going in for Manaphy, which is smart because if not, like, there's no way Nidoqueen was going to be able to absorb that Psychic, not at the damage it already taken. And if for some reason it had, then it was just going to take the burn and probably KO that way. But this right here, so not only does he absorb the Psychic here, but he's allowed to get, or I should say allowed, but he did get the Tail Glow off, which is really good on his part, not so good for us, because it's going to allow this Manaphy to really set up to be a sweeper. So I just go ahead and I get the poison. I'm trying to counteract this leftovers right here, because we really don't have too much by way of like grass threat. We do have Raikou on the team, so that's going to give us a nice electric threat there. But as you can tell, that right there just shows you the pure power of a freaking Tail Glow Manaphy using stab moves. Or not even stab moves, because what was that, Shadow Ball? Yeah, it wasn't even a stab move. But between the crit, the super effective, and the Tail Glow, like, it just really wrecked the team right there. So obviously we're going to go into Raikou just to get that type advantage. Plus, we do have a speed advantage as well. So the Stealth Rocks are going to do some damage. But right now, overall, we're in okay shape. We hit with the Stealth or with the Volt Switch, which for me was kind of a mix. And the reason I went for that as opposed to Thunderbolt is I was hopeful, or I was kind of predicting that he would end up swapping. So this way I would get something out that could you know, kind of balance out whatever he was going to use. So I did actually make a really bad misplay there, because if I had gone for the Thunderbolt, I assure you we would have taken out Oceania. And if we hadn't, then the Poison would have taken it out, something along those lines. So unfortunately, we do end up losing Klefki here. Like I said, my hope there was going to be Volt Switch into Klefki. Hopefully Klefki could get like a Prankster Spikes off, something along those lines. But unfortunately, that was not the case. But right here, so I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball. The main reason there is I kind of, like, yes, I revealed the Shadow Ball a little too early there, but I just kind of wanted to use something that wasn't necessarily stab, and hopefully reserve the PP for other moves. So right here, so we went for the Volt Switch again, and again, that's just to give us a type advantage, so this is just to pivot us out into Keldeo. Now this particular Keldeo has Icy Wind on it, which is the reason I went for the Keldeo. So this is a Life Orb, Icy Wind set. So I pivot out here for the Icy Wind. Obviously he's going to go for the swap because he's probably predicting Icy Wind or Ice Beam, which I know a lot of them will like to use as well. The reason I go for the Icy Wind is for the stat drop. But we'll go ahead, we use the Icy Wind, take out the Nidoqueen, which was very useful. I'm assuming, actually I don't know what I'm assuming, because if you're going to swap out to get rid of, or to kind of negate an ice move, you think you would have swapped out to something else. So I'm assuming he thought I was going to be using, I have no idea, a fairy move, a dragon move, something along those lines. Perhaps a rock move. Maybe for some reason he thought I had like a rock move I was going to use. But either way, so we end up losing Keldeo. He is going to bring out Houndoom, which is okay for us right now. Because what I can do here is we're sending out Torkoal. Now this Torkoal doesn't have a rock move on it except for Stealth Rock. But what I'm kind of, or what I was kind of hoping when I sent this out is that he wouldn't necessarily know that. And I was hoping that it would at least kind of trick him into a swap. But instead, what I end up doing, I get the Stealth Rock up, because I was hoping I would get the swap, and then maybe he starts running into Stealth Rock issues. But of course, it's kind of late in the game to be running entry hazards. So as you can see, with the Nasty Plot up, he's able to pretty much sweep the rest of the team. So he knocks out Torkoal right there pretty easily. Obviously, we still have Raikou, which is decent as having a legendary on our team. But it's not, like, it's definitely not enough to kind of come back from this. So we're going to get the Thunderbolt off. I just want to feel out how much a super effective stab attack is going to do from this. And of course we do end up losing right here. So pretty much I knew we were going to lose once we lost Keldeo, because the rest of the team kind of started rolling up from there. But overall, guys, there you have it. So that's the match. That unfortunately drops us down to 1-2. So things aren't shaping up the way, obviously, we'd hope it to be early on. But there's still plenty of time in the season to really turn things around. Also, this being the first Battle League that I've participated in on this channel, I'm kind of excited just to be feeling out other really competitive players and stuff like that. So I'm liking it so far. Like I said, I would not mind being 3-0. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind if I was 3-0, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But I'm actually really excited with the way the league's kind of unfolding, and I'm happy that finally this upcoming week I will have enough time to move the team around a little bit, so hopefully we can actually have more of a diversified offering, because we've pretty much been running the same team for the past 3 weeks. The last 2 battles have been the exact same team. The first week, the only difference was we didn't have Torkoal in the team. Or we had Torkoal, but I wasn't running Torkoal. So overall, you guys, obviously it's a bit of a disappointment that we dropped the battle, but not too much. Let me know what you guys thought down below, down in the comment section, because I'm always curious if you have any feedback, any different sets, stuff like that you think would really help out. Let me know down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you dislike this video, still go ahead and hit that like button for me, because that's always better than hitting the dislike button. With that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. This is Sleevecard signing out. Have yourselves a beautiful day, and I will see you later.